Grand Rising family, how y'all doing this morning? Um, Glad to see y'all like always, man. I want to thank you for taking the time out to watch this video if you're catching it live. Share the video, like the video, give me a thumbs up, leave a comment if you can, you know, and just let the family know that we live. And I appreciate y'all, man, for actually going on this journey with us and going on this journey with me. Right. So with that being said, I'm gonna be up here real quick. You know, today we're gonna talk about silver, family, and why silver is the best move that you can make right now. You know, why silver you're gonna wish, why you would end up wishing that you did get silver, you know, that silver is gonna be the move you're gonna wish you made. I'm gonna show some stuff, and then we're gonna talk about, you know, why silver is the move right now, family. Right. So with that being said, I'm gonna share my screen, and we all know what's going on with the economy. We all know, you know, what's going on with in America as far as with the COVID-19, the economy, and how things are spiraling down, but it's trying to move back up. But in the midst of this, we have this election, right? So you know that the election is going to dictate the price of silver and gold. The market is going to be affected by this election, depending on who win and who lose, and going up to this election, right? So with that being said, we know that when you look at silver, now what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna pull up this chart of silver, family, and I want y'all to look at it. We're gonna talk about it. I might switch it up a little bit to different time frames, right? But at the end of the day, I want y'all to check out this chart, man. So, all right. So right now, you can look at this chart, and we can see that silver is hovering around $23.76, right? So we can see that we dipped down to $21, basically around $21.50. Silver did on the 24th of September. And since then it has rebounded. Since then, we on a rebound, you know, from the dip. You can see that we're moving back up. And, you know, it's always good when you dip that you move up and you stay the same, around the same price. You go down, but you got to make a better high, right? But what I want y'all to see with this chart is, let's go out to the 3-month chart, right? Well, we probably need to do 6 months. So when we go out to the 6-month chart, we look, might need to go further, the 6 month, okay. But you look right here in March, right? You can see that in March of 2020, silver went down to under $12 an ounce. So silver had dropped down to $12 an ounce. We can see this in this chart that in March, you know, in the height of the COVID and everything shutting down, silver had dropped down to $12 an ounce. Now, since then, silver has been on an incline, and it got up to close to $30. And once it hit the $30 barrel, it fell down, and it's correcting. And now it's moving basically sideways, right? Having a little dips here and there. But when we go out and we look at this chart, family, that's the yearly chart. Now we got our moving average. Now the last moving average is the 100-day moving average that we just hit. We hit the 100-day moving average and we bounced above that 100-day moving average. And now we're starting to move back up. You know, usually we try to stay within the 50-day moving average, but somehow we got under it. But let's go to the 5-year chart. No, the all. We're gonna go to this all chart. The reason I want to show y'all this all chart is quite simple, man. You can see how when silver was going up from 2004 to 2008, silver started going on a move up. But what happened? something happened in 2008. Y'all remember what happened in 2008? And the price of silver plummeted and it went down. And at this time, it had reached a low of $8. It hadn't been that low in about 2 years. But once it hit that $8 range, what did it do? What did it do? It started rising. Then it got a major boost in 2011, 2010. It started into 2011 and got a major boost, and it went to its all-time high of $50, right? Now, come fast forward to 2020, where we at. You can see silver hit its low in March. Now, what has silver done since it hit that low? Look at it. Look at the chart. What has it done since it hit the low? You see what it's doing? It's starting to rise, family. Silver is starting to make its move. Just like it did back in 2008 up until 2010, where it really took off. Silver is making this move. We can see this very similar reaction to this chart from 2000 and I would say from 2010 up until 2020. Now everybody know that every 7 to 10 years we have a market correction, we have a depression, and this stuff happens every 7 to 10 years. We're right within our 10-year window, family, for this market correction to happen. Now, it's a lot of things a lot of things that is pointing to us having a market correction, or someone say a crash, a stock market crashing, and but the market has to correct itself and it has to recalibrate. I just say correction. It has to correct itself, right? But we can see what silver's doing. Even back in 2010, 11, when silver went up, you see it had that red candle and it went down. And then, well, look at, just compare the red candle to where we at now with our red candle and what happened in 2010. This is eerie similar. It's very similar to what happened in 2010 as far as the price of silver. It is very similar. Now, so with this similarity that we see in this silver, it's easy to make a conclusion that based on this chart that silver is in the midst of going on a bull run. It's in the midst of a bull run and it's just hit the correction. Just like it was in the midst of one when it hit $30. And if I were to zoom in, you probably would see a lot of different type of corrections that happened in 2000, back in 2010 that you really don't see. See, when you start zooming in, you get to see things a little bit better and clearer, right? So you get to see this correction here and how it really was affected compared to when you got it so far out. So you can see that this correction came in when it got over $30, and it dipped down to around $26, right? But we can see throughout history, $30 is a barrier. Now, what it did was it hit the barrier, it dropped, and then it took back off, right? $30 was the barrier. Well, let's zoom out, right? Zoom out, and let's come to us. Where we at now? Very similar, family. Let's check it out. I'm gonna go to the yearly chart for us. All right, we hit the $30. We hit the $30 here. So when we hit the $30, what we do? We bounce down. The same thing happened in 2010, 11. Hit the $30 barrier and it bounced. It went down, right? And since it went down, but what it did in 2011 was it went back up. Now we are starting to see the move, but this election is going to play a pivotal and a big role in what silver does in the coming days, coming months, and coming weeks. It's going to play a big role. If one or two things happen right, you can see it. I can see it going back up, depending on who wins, right? So let me show you. Let me see if I can show y'all this. See if it's real. Pull this up. So we can go back. What I want y'all to see the candles in 2010 and 11 when it was going up. How exactly it went up? Because it didn't just go straight up, family. It went through peaks and valleys, like always, like everything does. They're almost there, family. All right. So we can see, according to this chart, how on the way up, this is when it was taking this move up, family. I just zoomed in, but you can see as it was going, and then it hit us, it peaked, it was going up. This is February 2011. It's on its way up. I just zoomed in. But you can see once it hit that $30 fell down. But look at it as it was going up. You see these candles. It's always correcting. They go up or correct some. Then it'll test another high, correct. Test another high, do a correction. Test another high, right? And when it got to $46, you know, 46, once it hit 50, it went down, it corrected, went back up, tested $50 line again. Look at the time period. This was in a 4 or 5 day period where it done this. You know, you got the 22nd of April, basically, for the 29th of April, basically a 7 day period window with this, and then the bottom fell out. Because how the stocks go or the market go, once it go up and test all-time high, when it fall, the window falls fast. But then it tried to correct itself. You can see it went down, came back up, hit another low, went back up, came down. It didn't test this low here. You can see it didn't test this low right here that it had hit at 32. It stayed above it for a little while, family. So what I'm trying to show you is that this dip that we're in right now with the silver, it's all needed. We need the dips right now. So let me get out of this real fast, right? What I wanted to show y'all is this is something that's very important. It's called the gold to silver ratio. So right now, the gold to silver ratio is at its highest that it's ever been in 27 years, right? They haven't, this ratio, gold to silver ratio hadn't been as high in 27 years, right? So right now, it says the gold to silver ratio has been one of the most reliable technical buy-in indicators for silver. Whenever the ratio climbs above 80, right, the gold to silver ratio has now spiked above 85%. So right now, the gold to silver ratio is 85. Now you can look on this chart right here. Right now we're at 85. You can see that even in the crisis in 2008 and 2009, when silver went on when it went on this, now this is, here we go, 2011. When silver went up to $50, it really dropped. But look at this. It was 84.38%. That was the ratio, right? This is in 2008. You know, doing that. What happened in 2008, right? We all know. But you see the gold to silver ratio was so high, right? and you have it again in 2003 at 82, right? You had it in 2016 at 83, right? But right now we're sitting at 85.56. That's the gold to silver ratio, right? So now you have to look at this and understand that it says now the gold to silver ratio has now spiked above 85, which is the highest level of this entire 18-year bull market. In fact, you have to go back 27 years to 1991 for a ratio to be higher than it is today. Amazingly, the ratio is currently higher than it was at the depths of the 2008, 2009 financial crisis. So right now, the gold to silver ratio is higher than it was when we had our 2008 and 2009 financial crisis. So, in short, now, what this means is when the gold to silver ratio is so high, people use these as barometers to buy silver. They stop buying gold, and what you would do is you would start buying silver because this means that silver is severely undervalued at this moment. And when silver is severely undervalued at this moment, you have a market correction wherein you have in the midst of a crisis, you have a stock market crash, and it resets itself. It's going to reset itself, and it's going to make the ratio between gold and silver go back to around 40 to 60, 45 to 60. That's usually the range it's at, but right now it's at 85. So this means that silver is severely undervalued. So the upside for silver is extremely high at this moment, and the downside for gold is the possibility of gold losing its value is really high right now. It's opposite. So what this is going to tell you if you keep reading, it says the gold to silver ratio is a powerful trading signal that can help to identify buying and selling opportunities in the present medicine. The ratio represents the number of silver ounces it takes to buy one single ounce of gold. It might sound simple, but this ratio is more powerful than it may seem at first blush, right? It said it's talking about the Roman times of the ratios, and back in ancient times, what the ratio was 17.5 to 1, 12 to 1, and on 1972, 15 to 1. You know what I'm saying? Right? But I'm not going to read all this. Um, but what it really gets into the fact that silver is undervalued, and while it's a time now to buy silver. Right now, it says the all-time for the gold to silver ratio occurred in February of 1991 at the height of an economic recession. The recession of the early 1990s lasted from July 1990 to March 1991 and was driven by restrictive monetary policy and Iraq's invasion in Kuwait in 1990. The later drove up the world price of oil, decreased consumer confidence, and exacerbated the downturn that was already underway. Once you take a look at the chart of the gold ratio silver perspective on just how high it is today. So it's saying in 1990, it was above, it was all close to 100. Um, the ratio was close to 100 to 1. But this was during that economic recession, also with the height of the war. But now let's let you just see how high we are as it stands today, right? Now, says in the past, the gold to silver ratio spiked higher during times of economic instability or recession, right? This makes sense as gold is generally viewed more strongly as a safe haven asset than silver, and institutional investors move funds primarily to gold for safety. Furthermore, nearly 50% of silver demand is industrial, so economic contraction would impact the price more severely, right? But basically, it's time to buy silver, family. In short, it's talking about how the Silver Eagles sell out at the U.S. Mint after strong demand in August. So it says it's hard to know for sure if the gold silver ratio has peaked, but some people appear to be taking advantage of the low silver prices lately. The U.S. Mint sold 1,530,000 American Silver Eagles in August, the most in a single month since 2015. In fact, demand has been so strong that the U.S. Mint recently reported that they have sold out of 2018 American Silver Eagles, right? So it says how to profit from the gold to silver ratio extreme. The bottom line is that silver is currently very undervalued relative to gold. This sets up an opportunity to buy silver and sell gold, potentially via a pair trade using a highly liquid gold and silver ETF. So if you deal with the stock market, you know, I always tell you to buy gold and silver ETFs. If you can't buy the actual gold or silver, buy the ETFs, right? It says those looking to add to physical bullion investments, which is what I also do. The silver coins are bullion assets, right? So might consider shifting their purchase to silver at this point. We also see opportunities for mining stock investments to profit from this extreme in the gold silver ratio. You know what I'm saying? So basically, baby, right now, silver is a good buy because the ratio is so high that at times like this, it's going to be a market correction. So the silver and the gold ratio is going to have to get closer. So most people will hedge on getting their silver now because they know that eventually it's going to correct and silver is severely undervalued. So silver can go up. Now we know that the last time silver went up to $50. Some people are saying at least $100 this time because silver is really undervalued. With that being said, what I wanted to do now is talk about a company that I'm a part of called QuickSilver. I'm gonna leave a description. I mean, I'm gonna leave a link in the description where you can click and you can sign up to become a member of QuickSilver, where you can get your silver coins delivered to you on a monthly basis. You can get it delivered directly to your house on the auto wealth, and it gives you the opportunity to get your silver bullion in your home, in your hand, in your house, right? And QuickSilver is competitive with all the other markets um, online when it comes to selling silver. We actually do have some silver eagles. If I go to the shop, you have we actually do have silver eagles. We also have these Joe Biden and Donald Trump American Silver Eagle coin packages. They're both labeled depending on if you're going to vote for Donald Trump or Joe Biden, whoever you're going to vote for. You can purchase you an American Silver Eagle coin. So we do have Silver Eagle coins right now on our shop, and you can get these coins for a cheap price, and it's very competitive to any other place that are selling um 0.9959 bullion coins, right? Quicksilver is something is a company that you know is allowing everyday people to to get this silver at a cheap price, family. And this is the most important thing. And you know, with Quicksilver, it gives you the opportunity to have it mailed to you on a monthly basis, and it's set on an auto payment. And not only that, you can either try to become an ambassador, wherein you sell the silver, or you can become a customer. So, like to do this, all you have to do is come to get started. Either click Wealth Ambassador. A Wealth Ambassador is somebody that wants to sell the silver. You get preferred customer pricing. You get a wealth platform, which you earn profits and residual income. You can create a where you go create lucrative residual income, or you can become a preferred customer. You just want to get you some silver. You want to have a piece of this silver and have it in your house, have it in your home, and something tangible. You know, you can do that also, right? There's no membership fee, no long-term commitment, access, member prices. You just go there, you buy what you want, you get it, and you store it. But if you want to become a wealth ambassador, you sign up. I will show you how to get you two other people to sign up under you, and you can go from there. You just fill out the form and then you get started from there, family. With that being said, let me stop sharing my screen. I thank y'all for watching this video. Um, I look forward to seeing y'all on the next video. With that being said, you don't want to be in a situation where you wish you would have brought silver. The opportunity is here, family. The opportunity is now. Don't sit on the sideline. Let's get this silver. Let's get it in our portfolio. Let's get the ETFs if that's what you want, but you want to be a part of the game. Don't sit on the sideline, family. We see that silver is severely undervalued right now. The ratio is 85 to 1 for 85 ounces of silver to equal 1 ounce of gold. That ratio is outrageous. We know there's going to be a market correction. We're expecting a market correction. People are losing their trust in the dollar. So you want to go to hard assets. Silver is a hard asset that we can all afford, family. So again, I thank y'all for taking the time out. Um, like the video, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll catch y'all on the next video. Peace, family.